Welcome to the Pan American Archery Championships here in the beautiful city of Santiago, Chile. Stunning weather here. The wind has played its part at the Bernardo O'Higgins Military School. And it has picked up in the afternoon sessions, that is for sure. I'm Karen Bashir, and joining me for this recurve session, it's former world number one, Nikki Hunt. Nikki, is the wind out to play again?
I think it probably will be. It's definitely been a factor throughout the week, and it really does open things up and make it exciting.
Yeah, over 70 meters with the arrows climbing to 5 meters in height as they arc in towards the target. The changeable windy conditions have produced some fascinating sport, that is for sure. Like I say, we've got a session of recurve archery, the last session here at the Pan American Championships of 2022, the first time a major international has been held in Chile. You see the archers preparing on the practice range, a little bit more exposed out there, but as you can see from the feather flags by the shooting line, the wind is definitely up here in the center of Chile.
Let's everyone receive with a round of applause the coaches and the judge for this match. Por favor, recibamos con un aplauso a los entrenadores y a juez de línea para este match.
Well, the action is about to get underway. We're going to start with the recurve mixed team bronze and gold medal matches. First out for the bronze medal match, it's Brazil versus Cuba. Let's go down to the stadium announcer and hear who's taking part.
On target number 1, representing Brazil. En la placa número 1, representando a Brasil, An Marcel dos Santos. Y Marcus D'Almeida. On target number 2, representing Cuba. En la placa número 2, representando a Cuba, Elizabeth Rodríguez. Y Hugo Franco. The line judge for this match will be, la juez de línea para este match será Alma Piñeiro.
So there we have it, Brazil versus Cuba. Brazil line up with Anne dos Santos, 28 years old. There she is, world number 37. She's teamed up with Marcus D'Almeida, the 24-year-old world number 6, an absolute superstar already in the world of archery. Cuba have Elizabeth Rodriguez at 28 years old, world number 76, and lined up with Hugo Franco, the 30-year-old world number 86. "70-meter range, set system here, 4 sets, 4 arrows per set, 2 per archer. If you get the highest score in the set, you get 2 points. Tied scores mean 1 point apiece, and the target is 5 points. Cuba and Franco get us underway with a 9. Nikki looking very blustery again.
Yeah, it could make quite an impact here, so archers got to be on their toes, looking at these flags, things around them that's going to, give them some indication of where to aim.
7.
Well, let's not be over harsh too early on that 7. These conditions change. If the wind was steady, the athletes would be able to adjust, but because they're changeable, it's very tricky indeed. Dos Santos into the 9 to get Brazil off the mark, and here is the world number 6, the 2014 Youth Olympic Games individual silver medalist, has really burst onto the senior scene over the last few years. D'Almeida hitting the 8-9 line.
8 posible 9, 8 possible 9. Yes, 10.
He made the right adjustments there. I think that headwind coming towards him might have pushed that first arrow down for Rodriguez, so much better arrow that time.
You saw the movement across to the right, but this is still in the Brazilian's hands. Marcos D'Almeida. A 9 will give Brazil a point that they'll share with Cuba. A 10, and it will be a 2-0 lead for the Brazilians. Ooh. So as you can hear, that one going for a measure. Very difficult for us to call that one, isn't it, Nikki? Where the angle that the arrow went into the target, it could have cut the line, which obviously means it will get pushed up to the higher score. But if not, all square.
Yeah, absolutely. It's down to judge to have a look if they need to get a magnifying glass, but I think that looks like it's cut that line into the 10.
That's a brave call. I'm not sure I would make that from where we're sitting. Hugo Franco there with Elizabeth Rodriguez. It's a team Pan Am bronze for Rodriguez last year. Team bronze for Hugo Franco as well. And there's that arrow that Nikki was talking about that just dropped down because of the headwind blowing straight at the archers. This is D'Almeida. Took a gold medal on the Hyundai Archery World Cup stage this season.
Official results on this first set. 36 to 35.
Well, you called it bang on, Nikki. That 9-10 was marked up for a 10 for a 36 for Brazil, and they take the set 36 to 35 and have a 2-0 lead. But the slate is wiped clean now, 0-0 in terms of the set score. So a chance for Cuba to come straight back, and they will shoot first in this second set.
Ocho, 8. Ocho, 8.
Both gone in the same direction, talking to the coach. He's got a spot and scope behind, just making that adjustment, so we can move them up a bit.
9. 9. 9.
Each archer gets 20 seconds on the shooting line. Keep a look to take their time, but they've got plenty of it.
9.
All drifting over to the left for the Cubans. Dos Santos, third arrow in this mixed team competition, really important
9.
Sets up the fourth arrow, removes the pressure. So a 7 will tie the scores. Anything more, and Brazil will be 4-0 up.
9.
So 4 9s for a 36. Followed up the 36 from the first set, and Brazil do go 4-0 up. Nikki, we talked about the wind. It's certainly blowing around a little bit, but it doesn't really seem to be affecting them too much. Maybe that 7 earlier on was a bit low, but do you think the Cubans with an 8-8-9-9 are just trying to dial in on the centre, whereas Brazil are already there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've come off that practice field. We can see behind them, and obviously right in the middle of the field there, they'll get really hit by the wind. So coming across here is definitely more sheltered. We've got a stadium to their right-hand side, and Cuba just don't seem to, like you say, made that right adjustment to get themselves right in the middle of the target. They're grouping well. They're just low, a little bit low left. So they've got to get themselves back in this match. 4-0, but set system, all to play for now.
Well, Cuba will shoot first in the third set. Trailing teams or archers always go first. And the key thing here for Brazil is all they have to do now is match the Cuban score to take this bronze medal. Cuba lost out to the USA in the semi-finals, which put them into this playoff. Brazil losing out to Mexico.
8.
An over adjustment maybe. Other side of the target now.
Nine.
Got to remember they're shooting over 70 metres. That 10 is the size of what was it, Karim? A DVD? If you can remember what they look like.
Yes, we definitely need to upgrade your terminology, that's for sure.
It's the perfect size. It's exactly the same as the DVD, that 10.
I think even a Blu-ray disc would be a little bit more up to date.
9.
Another 9 for the Brazilians, 6 in a row for them, and they have got a 1-point lead at the halfway stage of what could be the final set here. Into the 10. Can Rodriguez follow up at 10 from Franco?
Eight.
Dropped low again for a 35. So very much in the driving seat now, Brazil. Again, crucial third arrow. Into the 10. That relieves a huge amount of pressure. A 7 is all that's required for this bronze medal from Marcus D'Almeida. Puts it into the 8. It's enough to take a clear lead. And a 6-0 win for Brazil. They just got into position a lot quicker than the Cubans.
Yeah, they really did. You know, these matches are short. Okay, it's a set system where you can get yourself back into it, but Cuba just didn't do enough to find the middle, and better performance from Brazil.
Well, they're just waiting for final confirmation. I don't think it's too long there. It is the target judge confirming that Brazil's Anne dos Santos and Marcos D'Almeida have taken the recurve mixed team bronze medal here at the 2022 Pan American Championships. Well, great stuff from Brazil. Hard luck for the Cubans, but they'll be delighted to have made it this far into the tournament here in Santiago. It just took a little bit too long to get into this, Nikki. They just started too slowly and then just couldn't get into the middle quick enough.
Yeah, it's a good shot of their arrow holes in that first frame where everything was just a little bit low and left, and like you say, just too slow to get themselves on target, and the match is over.
So Dos Santos and D'Almeida make it to the podium for Brazil in the recurve mixed team competition at these Continental Championships. Targets being replaced right now, coming up very shortly. We'll find out who's going to take gold. Will it be Mexico or the USA?
Let's everyone receive the coaches, and the judge for this match. Por favor, todos un aplauso para los entrenadores y el juez de línea de este enfrentamiento.
It's time to go for gold here in Santiago as we welcome out the athletes for the recurve mixed team gold medal match at these Pan American Championships. Time to welcome Mexico and the USA.
On target number 1, representing Mexico. En la paca número 1, representando a México, Alejandra Valencia. Y Matías Grande. On target number 2, representing the USA, en la paca número 2, representando a los Estados Unidos, Casey Kafko. Y Matthew Recua. The line judge for this match will be, el juez de línea para este enfrentamiento será Ricardo de Schaap.
So here we go, Mexico versus the USA, the top two seeds after the ranking round. Both shot 13-20s, Mexico just taking the number 1 seed, Alejandra Valencia, 28 years old, world number 10, teaming up with the 18-year-old Matías Grande. And it's a similar story on the USA side. Matthew Recua, 33 years old, world number 53, teams up with an 18-year-old as well in Casey Kaufold, the world number 5. It will be Mexico to get us underway, and here is their teenage sensation, Matías Grande.
10-10. Nine.
Solid start there. Long hold for Recua, the 2018 Pan American team gold medalist.
9.
And a 9 for the world silver medalist from last year.
Ocho posible 9, 8 possible 9.
Looks like that one did clip the line, so should be marked up for a 9.
Yes, 10.
So provisionally a 37, but I think that might get marked up to a 38. We shall see.
Seven.
Well, that one's definitely put this one out of reach for Recurve and Calfold. Important arrow though.
Ocho posible 9, 8 possible 9.
So the set's gone, even though that one will go for a measure, and Mexico lead 2-0. Now, no, Casey Calfold took her first international gold medal, teaming up with that man, Brady Ellison. Now, Vicky, where is Brady? Why is he not here?
Yeah, I think Brady and Toya had a loss of a lot of their equipment broken into, and every single bow they've ever had stolen. So just going to keep them off the international circuit temporarily, but I'm sure they'll be back very soon.
Wow, that is pretty big news. And, for Brady and Toya Ellison, married couple, obviously having all their equipment stolen. Every bow, I mean, there's a lot of history in those bows for the pair of them, but here though, Recurve steps in and doing very well, but Casey Calfold and Matthew Recurve trail the Mexican pair, who look very solid indeed.
On the first set, 2 points for Mexico.
Yeah, they're looking good. I mean, nothing that we wouldn't expect from a strong Mexican team. You know, you can see that wind behind them as well. Got to shoot strong, got to get these shots off quick. Timing is really important. Don't hang around.
Lots of support in the crowd for Calfold and Recurve. Trailing by 2 set points, they will shoot first in this second set.
Nine.
You can see Casey just moving her eyes over to look at the window indicators, the flags. Once you decided to start the shot, you've got to pick your spot and shoot it.
Yes, 10. Yes, 10. Nine.
See the clicker right out on the sight on Casey Calfold's bow there. Usually see it on the bow itself.
Siete posible 8.
Quite long
7
arrow.
possible 8. 8.
Just getting a little bit of effects of the wind by the looks of things. But Mexico in a strong position as Valencia steps up. Anything more than a 6, and Mexico will be 4-0 up here. Into the 8. So yeah, again, Nicky, I'm going to ask you the same question. Is that wind starting to play a factor here?
Yeah, I think it certainly will do. Like I said, I think Casey Galfo, you can really see her sort of looking across the field, looking at the wind indicators and trying to work out exactly where to aim. And you think about wind conditions affecting arrows, we think more left than right, but actually it affects it up and down as well. And this kind of headwind that can really push the arrow down a little bit, so you're having to think, left, right, and up and down of where to aim. So may well be aiming 1 o'clock in the red, blue, something like that. There's different poundages on these archers' fingers as well. The women usually shooting perhaps around 45 pounds. A lot of the men on the circuit now shooting 50 or even over 50 pounds. So sometimes the women have to aim off a little bit more because they can get hit by the wind that bit more than the men are. The arrows flying about 200 feet a second.
And we've also talked about the difference between shooting on target 1 and target 2, and you felt target 2 is just perhaps that little bit more protected, but as we saw in the first match, Cuba on target 2 struggling to find the middle, and here USA on target 2 in a similar position.
Yeah, I mean, if you look into the middle of the field there, it looks very windy, but that stadium to the right is giving some protection, but is it also funneling the wind?
Recurve forgetting that he needs to step up to the line for the start of set number 3. USA trailing Mexico by 4 set points to 0.
9. 8.
Well, we saw what happened last time when they shot 9 and 8 in the second set. 2 10s was the response from Mexico.
10.
There's one. And another. Mexico are absolutely on this one, aren't they?
They've already started dancing, I think, there, so they just need to calm down a little bit, just stick to the process, not over yet.
9.
Carful put it in the 8 with her second error of the last set.
Seven.
Oh, and gone into the 7 here. That fist bump suggests they know this one has gone, and it's gone pretty quickly. Unless there's a big mistake from the Mexicans. An 8 is more than enough. A 5 is all that's required from Alejandra Valencia. Into the 10 for a 38 for Mexico, the new Pan American champions. Well, that was a completely dominant performance from Alejandra Valencia and Mateus Grande from Mexico. They just romped to the continental title here, Nikki. They were just on fire right from the start.
They really were. Really impressive shooting, not dropping many points really between them, and like I say, some tricky conditions out there today, so yeah, really well done to them. Great performance.
Of course, they wait for the official confirmation. taking a bit of time here. I think target judge forgot to give the full indication, but we can confirm that Mexico have taken this 2022 Pan American title. Teaming up with Alejandra Valencia, the 18-year-old Mateus Grande will be standing on top of the podium in a matter of a few moments. Silver for the USA's Casey Calford and Matthew Recurve, but a dominant display from Mexico, the new zonal champions. We take a look back over the match, and if you just look at the score lines as you go through this, I mean, it seems very critical to start saying athletes shooting into the mid and high 30s just weren't there, but up against Mexico, 38, 36, 38 in these windy conditions was more than enough to dominate the USA.
Yeah, it really was. I think, you know, America didn't do anything crazy. They just sort of left and right, 7s and 8s, and just dropped too many points. Just couldn't figure out the conditions, where Mexico seemed to get their sights set, have that confidence, and finish the job quickly.
Well, you got to look at the wind soccer. I'm wondering how much of a part that played in this match. Target 2 seems to be a problem, but let's go and speak to the new Pan American champions.
Muchas gracias, sobre todo y bien, la verdad veníamos por otro objetivo, se cumplió, pero a pesar de esto hay que seguir entrenando, vamos a echarle ganas para los Juegos Panamericanos del siguiente año y la verdad estamos muy contentos como equipo, funcionamos muy bien, hay buena comunicación y sobre todo buen trabajo en equipo.
Se veían bastante confiados durante el match, ¿estaban seguros de su desempeño durante la competencia?
Pues más que nada estábamos concentrados en lo que teníamos que hacer. Nosotros sabemos, hemos entrenado, ya hemos tirado antes y más que nada desde la competencia de mixtos como ahorita en el entrenamiento fue concentrados en todo lo que iba a generar esta competencia, dígase pues los ánimos, nuestros propios pensamientos, el clima y todo. Entonces fue concentrarnos, seguir con lo que sabíamos haciendo, con lo que estamos entrenando y seguir sobre eso.
Excelente. ¿Tienen algún plan para el próximo año 2023?
Uy, sí, porque pues el 23 viene lleno de competencias, viene campeonato del mundo, viene panamericanos, centroamericanos, el serial de copas del mundo, entonces sí tenemos, de hecho en la mañana nos acaban de avisar lo que va a ser todo el plan para el próximo año, entonces ya lo tenemos visto, ya sabemos lo que nos viene, lo que nos vamos a enfrentar para la clasificación a París.
Entiendo, muchas gracias por su tiempo y de nuevo felicitaciones por su medalla.
Muchas gracias.
Love to tell you what they said. I did actually pick up a tiny bit there from Alejandra. She was talking about that staying focused, I'm assuming because of the windy conditions. And then there was also a nod to preparations for Paris 2024. Of course, Recurve, the Olympic discipline, and Nikki, the athletes are already going to be thinking about those Olympic Games in Paris.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Qualification starts next year, so you know this is your final year to be testing things and seeing what works on the big stage, because next year is really, really important. If you haven't got your spot to go, then it's all over. There's only 64 places for men, 64 places for women, so it is really tough to get to the Olympic Games.
And going back to what Valencia was saying about staying focused in the wind, well, you know, you've been #1 in the world. What is it like when the windy conditions are that changeable?
It is really tough. You just got to stay really alert to what's going on. You can see the trees, you can see netting here, so you're looking out for different indicators that are going to tell you what's happening with the wind. You might be able to hear it before it actually hits as well. So there's lots of different things you can look for and listen for. And then it's a case really of, especially in recurve, picking your spot, where you're going to aim and attacking it, committing to that shot. You can't afford to be hanging around and kind of guessing it, so just got to go for it.
And that commitment to that spot means that if you know that you've executed properly, even if it's not slap bang in the middle of the target, it's easier for you to then make the adjustments you need to do with the next shot.
Yeah, so it's just making that confident shot, isn't it? So if you shoot a bit of a sloppy shot, not so good shot, then the arrow's probably going to fly a little bit slower anyway, therefore get more impacted by the wind. So if you know you've shot a good, confident, solid shot at that point where you're aiming, at least you can tell then what the wind is doing to that arrow. Did it move over as you expected to the middle, or did you have to do a little bit more, a little bit less of what you thought you needed?
Well, time now for the victory ceremony for the Recurve mixed team competition here at the Pan American Championships in Chile. Competition obviously important as a zonal continental championships, but also in preparation for the Pan American Games coming to Santiago, Chile next year.
Las medallas serán presentadas por la presidenta de la Federación Cubana de Tiro con Arco, Tamara Jiménez. Bronze medal, medalla de bronce, Brasil.
So the bronze medal going to Brazil's Anne dos Santos and Marcos D'Almeida. They beat Cuba in the bronze medal playoff 6-0. Might be a tiny bit heartbreaking for the presenter of the medals, Tamara Jiménez, the president of the Cuban Archery Federation.
United States of America.
Weren't quite at the races, I think it's fair to say, in the gold medal match, but you get a silver medal on a bad day, that ain't bad. USA's Casey Calfold and Matthew Recurve.
Gold medal and Pan American champions. Medalla de oro y campeones panamericanos. México.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. A dominant performance from the 28-year-old Alejandra Valencia, world number 10, teaming up with someone who may have his eyes on Paris 2024 at just 18 years old. Matías Grande completed the duo who are now the new Pan American champions, and we get to celebrate with the Mexican national anthem.
Por favor, póngase de pie para el himno nacional de México. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to our athletes. Señoras y señores, por favor, un fuerte aplauso para nuestros atletas.
So there we have it, Brazil with the bronze in the Recurve mixed team competition. USA collecting the silver, and top of the pile is Mexico's Valencia and Grande, the new Pan Am champions. We're now going to turn our attention to the individual tournament as the range is cleared, and we will start with the women's recurve bronze medal match, followed by the women's gold medal match, coming very soon indeed.
El enfrentamiento por la medalla de bronce en la categoría de recurvo femenino. Let's everyone receive, with a round of applause, the coaches and the judge for this match. Por favor, recibamos todos con un aplauso a los entrenadores y a la juez de línea para este match.
Well, coming out now is the athletes for the recurve women's individual bronze medal match. Let's hand over to our stadium announcer.
On target number 1, representing the USA, en la paca número 1, representando los Estados Unidos de América, Casey Kofko. On target number 2, representing Canada, en la paca número 2, representando a Canadá, Eleanor Brook. The line judge for this match, la juez de línea para este match, Alma Piñeiro.
So what a lineup we've got here. 18-year-old Casey Calfold from the USA is the world number 5. Went to the Olympics in Tokyo, took a silver medal at the World Championships last year. There was a bronze in the Pan Am Games of 2019 for her. Up against a 28-year-old unseeded Canadian, Eleanor Brugg. Interesting matchup. We haven't got much data on the Canadian. This 18-year-old is a star in the making.
9, 9. Nueve, 9.
Really going to be a match of experience versus perhaps not knowing what to expect, which can be a good place to be. The Canadian, but a little bit nervous to start off with.
She did. I'm glad you said that.
9.
Good grouping though.
Nueve, 9.
Solid start.
Nueve, 9.
Well, excellent grouping from the Canadian, but 3 9s beaten by a single 10 from Calfold, who goes 2-0 up. Look, it's interesting that you talked about experience on the side of an 18-year-old American here, Casey Calfold, going up against Eleanor Brooke, who's 10 years older than her. But we haven't seen much of her. A bit unorthodox as well, the gloves that she's wearing. Is that something that you're familiar with?
No, I imagine that's just protection from the sunshine, just for that reason rather than an archery reason.
Grouping was great though, so indications that if she can just shift that down to the right a bit, she could be quite tough to beat.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant group, like you say. Unfortunately, you don't kind of get points for groups. You can put 3 together on a 10-pence piece within the 3, you get 9, but yeah, just going to send them up just slightly.
Well, it's just the start that Calfold would have wanted, losing out to Rendon from Colombia in the semi-finals. Brugge went out to Dos Santos of Brazil. Definitely see that wind picking up. Canada's Brugge 2-0 down, starts the second set.
Siete, 7. Nueve, 9.
Like, Calfold really swung her arm round to the right there. Just make an adjustment, but perhaps overdid it. The Canadian just leaning back slightly in the shot.
8, 8.
Maybe a 9, low right.
10. Ocho, 8. 10.
Well, upgrades from a 28 to a 29 in the second set as Casey Calfold and goes 4-0 up. After such a great group in the first set, they were a little bit all over the shop for Brugge. Any indication as to why that might be?
Yeah, a little bit high and low. I think more than anything, I think there's a bit of nervousness in there. I don't think nothing particularly going wrong. But we have seen that difference in the wind. It did look really calm at some stages, and then other stages it's gusting again. So, and it does seem to be a headwind, which will potentially push arrows down. So, I think that's going to be a factor to consider.
Target 2 will start shooting. La paque número 2 comenzará disparando. Official results on the second set. 4 points for the USA, 0 points for Canada. Resultados oficiales en este segundo set. 4 puntos para los Estados Unidos, 0 puntos para Canadá.
Well, that's not something you want to hear in the venue if you're Canadian. 4-0 down, Eleanor Brugge. Nothing to lose for her now. Can she just settle down? To be fair to her, she looks really solid in the position. The process she's going through looks smooth.
Yeah, like I say, no major issues, can't see anything terribly wrong, but I can only imagine there's some nervousness going on there. The only curious thing I see about her bow is, look at her long rod just now. There's something, a wide, almost looks like a piece of material on the long rod at the front. Never seen anything like that before. I've got no idea whether that's to give her some sort of wind indication, but for me it's only going to help push the bow up and down as wind comes towards you.
Again, a great group. Took the words out of my mouth, or maybe I took them out of yours. An 8 for a 24, and that will mean a share of the points. In the individual competition, the target is 6 set points, so Kaufhold provisionally holding that 4-point lead. Kaufhold starting with that 7. Seemed to acknowledge that there was something wrong there. Was it a process thing with that first shot, or was it picked up by the wind? Any idea?
I mean, it could be either. You know, when you're just a bit annoyed that something hasn't quite gone right, you might have been aiming not where you wanted to, or you can see the arrow being taken by the wind as well as you look down the range.
We're watching the bronze medal match here in the Recurve women's individual competition at the Pan American Championships. Anna Brugge of Canada 5-1 down to Casey Kaufhold from the USA. Shoots first in the 4th set. That's better. Key thing here though is Kaufhold knows she just has to match the Canadian to take the medal here at the zonal championships. But again, drifting over to the right.
Seven.
Yeah, we did hear a big breeze on the microphone as Kaufhold shot that last shot. All her arrows going off to the right, so you know, look at those pop from the target. She's just in the sight there, she's got to move this group over.
So a 24 set. And that means that 7 is enough. Into the 9 for a 26. A slightly lower scoring set for the pair of them, but a 7-1 victory for Casey Kaufhold means that she is on the podium at the 2022 Pan American Championships, where she'll be collecting the bronze medal. I think it's fair to say, Nikki, we saw it right at the beginning, just before Eleanor Brugge put her sunglasses on. There was a little bit of fear in those eyes.
Yeah, I think it's one of the biggest occasions she's got the final of, and I think she's done incredibly well considering the conditions as well. I think the winds definitely played a factor in those arrows, and just to stand on the stage like this was a great opportunity.
Yeah, brilliant performance, showing in the sets 1 and 3. Eleanor Brugge could put in good groups, and that will give her confidence going into the future. But the bronze medal goes to this 18-year-old from the USA, Casey Kaufhold, adding to her growing collection of senior international medals, picking one up here in Santiago at the zonal championships. Casey Kaufhold then confirmed as the Recurve women's individual bronze medalist here at the Pan Am Championships.
The gold medal match for the Recurve women category will take place in a few minutes. El enfrentamiento por la medalla de oro en la categoría de recurvo femenino dará lugar en algunos minutos.
So there we have it. Katie Calfold collecting the bronze medal here in Santiago. We will move on very shortly to the Recurve women's individual gold medal match between Ana Vasquez of Mexico and Ana dos Santos of Brazil.
Let's everyone receive the coaches and the judge for this match. Por favor, recibamos todos con un aplauso a los entrenadores y al juez de línea para este enfrentamiento.
Ready for some gold medal action. We've got it right here. The Recurve women's individual gold medal match here at the Pan American Championships of 2022 is about to get underway. Let's go and find out who the contenders are.
On target number 1, representing Mexico. En la paca número 1, representando a México, Ana Vázquez. On target number 2, representing Brazil. En la paca número 2, representando a Brasil, An Marcel dos Santos. The line judge for this match will be, el juez de línea para este match será Andrew Neville.
So 22-year-old world number 34 Ana Vasquez from Mexico's 2019 World Championships silver medalist and got a bronze at the 2021 edition of these championships. She goes up against the 28-year-old world number 37 from Brazil, Ana dos Santos. Individual and team golds at the 2022 South American Games and a bronze in the Pan Am Championships back in 2014. Vasquez of Mexico will get this gold medal match underway.
Ocho, 8. Ocho, 8.
Well, it hasn't been uncommon for the first arrow to go low, and Vasquez goes low, but Santos goes high, maybe an overcorrection from her.
9, 9.
Quite a high front shoulder from the Brazilian along that line of the arrow.
Yes, 10. Nueve, 9.
Opportunity here for Dos Santos.
8, 8.
Puts it into the 8 to draw level on scores. And for the first time in this session, we start with a set tied by the two athletes.
De forma no oficial, ambas arqueras realizaron el mismo puntaje en este primer set.
She's saying it's unusual for a first arrow to go low even with a headwind?
No, I'm saying that I think a lot of the arrows over these sessions have gone low as a first arrow. We've seen that quite commonly, and I think, you know, with that wind playing a factor, or just the difference between the practice field and this field here. So I've got a feeling that Santos probably overcorrected. I know Alberto Sogimi is keen on watching what's happening inside a venue and getting that information to try and make the best of those first arrows.
Tied at 1 point. Resultados oficiales del primer set. Un punto para México.
Yeah, interesting.
Un punto para Brasil.
Going for that overcompensation. Dos Santos had a chance to take that first set. Needed a 9 to do so. Plunked it into the 8. So both finishing up with a 26 in the first set. All square, 1 apiece. And it will be Ana Vasquez of Mexico to shoot first again in the second set.
Ocho, 8.
Fuerte y segura, igual que la anterior. Brazo firme, espalda fuerte, mantén.
You can hear the coach talking Vasquez through the shot. Some keywords, stick to that process, holding quite a long time, but is shaking.
8, 8.
Estás haciendo bien. Más seguridad en la siguiente. Ritmo. Al centro, con fuerza, bien sostenido.
8, 8.
Un buen disparo, tú sabes cómo. Brazo fuerte, bajo una espalda. Sigue.
7, 7.
So again, an opportunity for Dos Santos here. And this time she takes it. Whether it's a 9 or a 10, it's enough to take the set points in the second set and go 3-1 up.
And officially, this set will go 2 points for Brazil, 0 points for Mexico. De forma no oficial, en este set tendríamos 2 puntos más para Brasil,
Vasquez looking
0
quite,
puntos para
you know,
México.
upset about that, walking up the line and quite silent with her coach there. She's got to snap out of that now, put that all behind her, come back stronger.
Yeah, we saw after the second arrow that dropped into the 8, there was a little bit of a dropping of the shoulders, and the coach was saying, calm down, just calm down. This is early days in this match. You're quite right, she's gonna have to get over this pretty quickly.
2 points for Brazil on the set and 0 points for Mexico. Resultados oficiales en este segundo set. 2 puntos más para Brasil, 0 puntos más para México.
So you're watching the Recurve Women's individual gold medal match here at the 2022 Pan American Championships. Ana Vasquez of Mexico trailing Ana Dos Santos of Brazil by 3 set points to 1. Starts set number 3.
9, 9.
La tiraste muy bien, así. Ese es tu disparo. Repite el proceso.
9, 9.
Repite el proceso. Un buen disparo. Venga. Alineo, mantengo. Fuerte y segura.
9, 9.
Better timing, more consistent. Amount of time she's spending at full draw. And those shots moving.
9, 9.
Bien tiradito, sí. Repito el proceso, brazo firme. Alineo y continúo. Controlado. Sigue.
Into the 10 for a 28. Highest score in a set for her in this match. Puts a bit of pressure on Dos Santos. Needs a 10 to level this one up. Oh, has she clipped the line there? I think she might have done. Well, this will be fascinating to see. It looks like scorers have confirmed that it will be 28 apiece, so 4-2 for Dos Santos. It looks like there's just a bit of a weight of expectation that Ana Vasquez, I think, is putting on herself. And by winning that second set, Dos Santos has been lifted. So it's like a double whammy for the Mexican.
Yeah, I think the expectation is for Vasquez to win here. But, I mean, Dos Santos is shooting really, really well. She's just going to, you know, get herself back into this match. And I think she walked off the line then thinking that, oh, I've got that, you know, nice 28 there, and then for your opponent to match it, it's a bit of a, oh, it's tough, you know. So again, that changes the demeanour. So the flow at the moment, definitely with Dos Santos.
I saw then the line judge indicating to Dos Santos she's shooting second. We've had confirmation that points shared again, as they were in the first set, in the third. And Dos Santos is 2 points away from taking the Pan American title. Ana Vasquez from Mexico to shoot first in the fourth. Bit of a smile on the face of the Mexican there.
Six.
You could tell, couldn't you, as soon as she shot it by her face, knew that wasn't going to be a good shot. Looked to struggle to get it through. Her timing's been so good.
What a reply from the Mexican. Proving she can hit the middle too, Dos Santos. Bit of a longer hole, dropped into the 8 for a 28. So Vasquez has put this one out of reach, and we will go to a fifth set. An 8 for a 24. So dropping down from that 28 that she shot in the last set, Dos Santos. Still trying to keep chilled, trying to keep relaxed. But it took 3 sets for Vasquez to, well, just find her mojo. I don't really know how else to explain it, because a double 10 at the start of that set is much more what we'd expect from Ana Vasquez.
Yeah, she looked to me like she just channeled all this kind of anger almost from the first couple of sets, which just didn't go away. She wasn't shooting like she wanted to, and she looked so determined through those last 3 arrows. So it's who's going to keep this on track now. This is the fifth and final decider, and oh, I don't think I can call it.
I fancy the momentum is with the Mexican Ana Vasquez, but I've been wrong before, Nikki. We go into the fifth set of this Recurve Women's Gold Medal match. Ana Vasquez perhaps has just shifted the momentum towards herself here. 4 apiece, and it will be Vasquez to shoot first. How does Dos Santos handle the pressure of a 10? not bad. A little bit of Bo Kondo there, maybe.
Yep, no, immediately if it's not going to go where they want it to. But they've got to stick to themselves right now, try not to hear what's going on. But this is a really long hold from Vasquez.
8.
Ooh, the opportunity for the Brazilian is right there. She pops this into the 10. Oh, it was close! It was close! So we're all square in set points. We're all square in the points within this fifth and final set. And there's just one arrow left for each archer. Well, that is the way to do it. All the pressure now on Dos Santos. She needs a 10 to force this one into a shoot-off. Oh, that's what the pressure does. A 24 in the end, but what a turnaround from Ana Vasquez, battling the demons through the first couple of sets, well, perhaps even into the third. But boy, oh boy, did she turn it around in the fourth and the fifth. 228s versus 224s, and Ana Vasquez from Mexico takes the Pan American Championship title of 2022.
Official results for this gold medal match. Resultados oficiales para este enfrentamiento por el oro. Silver medal representing Brasil. Medallista de plata representando Brasil. And Marcel Dos Santos.
So confirmation that Anne Dos Santos from Brazil collects the silver medal. But it's gold for Ana Vasquez from Mexico.
Y campeona panamericana representando a México, Ana Vasquez.
Well, what a performance from her. Brilliant to turn that one around, because she looked like she was really struggling with the pressure.
Yeah, she looked pretty despondent, didn't she, after that second set with a 9-8-7, not knowing what to do, and she came back in the third with a kind of determination in her eyes, and she just ran away with it there. And Dos Santos, who looked so promising the first couple, just couldn't hold it together with a couple of sixes, and that took her out of the match.
Great turnaround from Vasquez, and I think those sixes, in some part at least, were down to the pressure of the dramatic improvement of performance from Vasquez.
100%.
So Ana Vasquez of Mexico takes the Pan American title in the recurve women's individual discipline here in 2022 in Santiago, Chile. Great competition from Anne Dos Santos of Brazil, who collected the silver medal, and Casey Calfon from the USA with the bronze medal. And hopefully very shortly we'll hear from the new continental champion, Ana Vasquez.
Felicidades por tu medalla. Dime, ¿cómo te sientes por ganar el Panamericano?
La verdad me siento muy emocionada, me siento muy feliz. Había cositas que se tenían que practicar. Creo que tuve la oportunidad y también la suerte de poderlas practicar aquí, y pues estoy muy contenta.
El match se vio muy parejo, sobre todo en la última flecha. Dime, ¿cómo manejaste la presión?
¿Sabes qué pasa? Yo estaba viendo que en el stage, en el escenario, al menos cuando me toca a mí sola, no en equipo ni en mixto, sola, había estado teniendo algunos problemas. No sé, me sentía sobrada de energía, de adrenalina, y no sabía cómo llegarlo a controlar, y era justo lo que le decía al entrenador. Entonces, después de las primeras dos sets, recordé ciertas cosas que tal vez por la adrenalina y la emoción no las había contemplado, y las empecé a hacer y me empecé a cerrar. Entonces, una vez que ya sabía qué hacer para meterle los 10 o una buena flecha, pues vaya, lo empecé a hacer, y yo sé que íbamos a empate, yo sé que teníamos 18 las dos. Sin embargo, yo ya no tengo bajo mi control lo que ella puede llegar a tirar, solamente tengo bajo mi control lo que yo puedo tirar, y lo único que hice fue tirar una buena flecha, de la misma manera en que conscientemente había tirado las otras, y pues nada, hice eso y ya no dependía de mí la flecha de mi rival. Entonces, así fue como tal vez me concentré más en hacer lo que estaba haciendo y no tanto en la presión o los nervios.
¿Qué esperas para el próximo año, Santiago 2023 o en otras competencias?
¿Cómo?
¿Qué planes tienes para el próximo año?
Vale, pues el próximo año es un año muy pesado, es un año cargado de competencias y eso es muy bueno, pero por lo mismo eso va a ser un año muy cansado, una competencia cansa, un año con mucha presión. Entonces, pues para el próximo año tengo planeado entrenar de manera inteligente, ir a las competencias de manera inteligente. Hay algunas competencias en las que tengo que ir sobrada y otras en las que sé que tal vez me puede llegar a faltar un poco. Pero primero y el primer paso que tengo que hacer es volver a quedar en selección nacional. Una vez que ando en selección nacional, pues bueno, ya habrá mucho por hacer como centroamericanos, panamericanos, mundial universitario, copas del mundo, final de Copa del Mundo. Va a estar pesado, sobre todo el preselectivo a Juegos Olímpicos de París 2024 también.
Okay, felicidades nuevamente por tu medalla, muchas gracias por tu tiempo.
Gracias.
Well, she didn't have much to say, did she?
Unfortunately, no Spanish from me at all, so I hope you got some of that, Karim.
I thought I caught the word sol. So was she talking about the sun perhaps being in her eyes?
It's
At the
possible,
beginning
yeah,
of the
to be
match?
fair. Yeah, on the field of play there, the sun is right coming towards them, which, as they're looking at their sight, they're looking at a string picture, an image of their string, so that can change how wide that image is and affect their aiming.
It would be jolly good if one of us did speak Spanish, because I think she unpacked an awful lot there. She was clearly looking forward to next season as well, and of course she's going to be thinking about going to the Olympic Games in Paris in 2024. And she certainly did turn that match around. It looked like she had the weight of the world on her shoulders at the beginning. But as you put it, Nikki, she channeled that anger through sets 3, 4 and 5 to turn a 3-1 deficit into a 6-4 victory to claim the Pan American Championship title of 2022 here in Santiago. First time a major archery championships has been held in this country in preparation for the Pan Am Games happening here next year. And it's now time for our second medal celebration of this recurve session.
The victory ceremony for the Recurve women category. Señoras y señores, la ceremonia de premiación para la categoría de recurvo femenino. Medals will be presented by National Sports Institute's National Director. Las medallas serán presentadas por el director nacional del Instituto Nacional de Deporte, Israel Castro. Bronze medal representing United States of America. Medalla de bronce representando a los Estados Unidos de América, Casey Kafko.
That was a great performance from the 18-year-old American in the bronze medal playoff against Eleanor Brugg from Canada. Kaffold collects the bronze medal for the USA. Oh, she had a big chance in the gold medal match, but in the end, the pressure put on her by her opponent means she'll have to settle for silver. It's Brazil's Anne dos Santos.
Gold medal and Pan American champion representing Mexico. Medalla de oro y campeona panamericana representando a México, Ana Vázquez.
Well, she turned it around in the gold medal match. She had a lot of pressure that she put on herself, having beaten her teammate Valencia and Kaffold en route to the gold medal match. Yeah, perhaps a little bit too much expectation on herself for the gold medal, but she turned it around. Ana Vázquez from Mexico gets to celebrate the continental title with her national anthem. Well, it is great to see emotions. It shows how much winning this title means to Ana Vasquez. And lucky enough to have a translation of some of what Vasquez was saying in her interview. She said she felt very excited, very happy. There are a few things that she needed to practice, and she was grateful to have the opportunity to practice them. And there was a little bit of luck in there as well, but overall, very happy with the result. Calfold from the USA with bronze, Dos Santos from Brazil with the silver, but the Pan Am champion of 2022 is Mexico's Ana Vasquez.
The Recurve men bronze medal match will take place in a few minutes. Estimados, el enfrentamiento por la medalla de bronce tomará lugar en algunos minutos para la categoría de recurvo masculino.
Well, coming up next, it's the last of the action here from the Pan American Championships in Santiago, Chile, as we turn our attention to the recurve men's medal matches. First up, the bronze medal, followed by the gold medal match, coming to your screens very soon.
Let's everyone receive with a round of applause the coaches and the judge for this match. Recibamos todos con un fuerte aplauso a los entrenadores y al juez de línea para este enfrentamiento.
Time now for the recurve men's individual bronze medal match. Let's go straight down to the shooting line to welcome the athletes.
On target number 1, representing Mexico. En la paca número 1, representando a México, Matías Grande. On target number 2, representing Colombia. En la paca número 2, representando a Colombia, Jorge Enríquez. The line judge for this match will be, el juez de línea para este enfrentamiento será Ricardo de Schaap.
So 2 more to go here in Santiago. First up, the recurve men's individual bronze medal match between Matías Grande from Mexico. He's 18 years old, world number 374, and he goes up against Colombia's Jorge Enriquez, who's 23 years old and the world number 31. Both shot spectacularly in the ranking round. Grande with a 682, seeded first for the knockout stages. There's a 679 for Enriquez, ranked second. But Grande gets this underway, and that looks like it's just hit the 10 line.
8. 9. 9. 9. 9.
Well, they're shooting pretty quick. Grande's put this one out of reach. Get the first 2 set points, but a solid finish from Enriquez for a 10 for a 27. They are shooting super fast, Nikki.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, they've got 20 seconds to use, but both of these archers, like you say, just absolutely going for it. I think that's just their normal timing, I should imagine. They're just getting these shots off and flowing. Recurve back that dynamic movement. You don't want to be hanging around.
El marcador sería 2 puntos para México, 0 puntos para Colombia. Official results on this first set. 2 points for Mexico, 0 points for Colombia.
So we get confirmation then. Great start from the 18-year-old Mexican, a 28 for the first 2 set points. No senior medals yet for the Mexican. Individual gold and team gold at the 2022 South American Games for Jorge Enriquez. And he was the team silver medalist at this championships last year. Can he bring some of that experience to the second set?
9. 9. 8.
Just watch those wind flags again. Wonder if things are changing a little bit in that stadium.
Yes, 10. 9. 9.
Well, roles reversed here, and it's Enriquez that has put this one out of reach.
Yes, 10.
But again, in a continuation of the reverse roles, Grande finishes up with a 10 for a 27. So absolutely zip between these two. 2 set points apiece. You mentioned the wind. It does look like it's started to blow again a little bit more.
Yeah, got to look out for that inconsistency of it. But got to keep alert and looking at what's going on around them, the flags. You can hear it a little bit on the microphones as well, so you will need to be aiming off if it is gusty. And I think target 1, I don't know, just seems to be potentially more vulnerable to it than target 2, but like you say, nothing between these two really.
Official results after 2 sets. 2 points for Mexico, 2 points for Colombia. Resultados oficiales después de 2 sets. 2 puntos para México, 2 puntos para Colombia.
Well, very impressive stuff from Jorge Enriquez, not letting the loss of the points in the first set rattle him at all, shooting a 28 in the second set. So all square after 2, and Matías Grande will start set number 3.
10-10. Yes, 10.
And they really keeping his timing going. Nice quick shots. Thought Enrique was a little bit slower, but good result.
9. Yes, 10.
Oh, solid. Biggest set score so far for Grande. Matched by Enriquez. We've got a proper match on our hands here. 3 apiece, obviously subject to confirmation from the target judge. But they have sort of shared the spoils in the first 2 sets, and both zoned in on the middle in the third.
Yeah, really impressive from both of them. Looking at both their sights, quite different. With Enrique, with his lens in his sight, not allowed to be magnified, got a hole in the middle. And Grande with that fibre optic green band you can see across the front of his sight. So with different aiming principles, really.
Third set. 5, 3 points. Resultado oficial después de 3 sets. 3 puntos para México, 3 para Colombia.
You can see the flags in the background blowing away. Pretty much looking like a headwind, but perhaps coming a little bit from right to left as well. All square, set number 4.
8. 9. Yes, 10. Yes, 10. Yes, 10.
Solid 28. First arrow just drifting out to the left for Grande. Chance here. Ooh, now has that just gone into the 9? Provisionally called a 9, so that would mean a share of the set points again for these two. Any feeling about Jorge Enriquez's last arrow there? I think that gives it away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just out.
I mean, it was about time for a 9 to tie the points again.
Yeah, it's very finely poised after 4 of the 5 sets. Of course, we go into this final set assuming that everything on Grande's side is as it was, 8-10-10. Definitely looked that way. We go into the 5th with nothing between them.
4 points for Mexico, 4 points for Colombia. Resultados oficiales después de 4 sets. 4 puntos para México, 4 para Colombia.
It was just a glimpse of an opportunity for Enriquez, shooting a 9 to Grande's 8 at the start of that. Again, a great shot of the arrow leaving Grande's bow there. That little sniff of an opportunity wasn't taken by the Colombian. Grande shoots first in the 5th set.
9-9. 9.
This one is going down to the wire.
9. Ocho, 8.
So, an opportunity, a small one. But if Grande can hit the 10, he's got the bronze medal. Oh, not confirmed in the venue. This needs to be in the 10, doesn't it? It's a 9 for a 26, so they will measure Grande's arrow, but for me, the math says that Matias Grande from Mexico has taken this 5th set, and with it, the Pan American bronze medal. Well, it was all about who was going to hold their nerve in that last set, and that 8-second arrow from Jorge Enriquez opened the door for Grande. Whether he's got a 9 or a 10, it doesn't matter, because Enriquez needed a 10 to potentially force a shoot-off.
Yeah, so close all the way through, wasn't it?
Resultados oficiales en este enfrentamiento por la medalla de bronce. The winner and bronze medalist representing Mexico. El ganador y medallista de bronce representando a México, Matias Grande.
So there we have a confirmation in venue that Matias Grande from Mexico is the Pan American Recurve men's individual bronze medalist of 2022 in a fine battle with Jorge Enriquez from Colombia. In the end, just did enough to get himself onto the podium here in Santiago.
The gold medal match for the Recurve men category between Brazil and Cuba will take place in a few minutes.
It's that 8th there that opened the door for Grande.
Entre Brasil y Cuba tendrá lugar en algunos minutos.
Wasn't quite done at that point with the high fives, but pushing that last arrow into the 9, Jorge Enriquez did confirm that it would be a podium spot for Matias Grande from Mexico. Bronze medal sorted out in the Recurve men's individual competition. Goes the way of the Mexican. Next up, the last of the action on the range here in Chile, as Marcos de Almeida of Brazil takes on Hugo Franco of Cuba for the Pan American title in the Recurve men's individual discipline. Don't go far, that's coming to you very soon.
Let's everyone receive the coaches and the judge for this match. Por favor, todos recibamos con un aplauso a los entrenadores y al juez de línea para este enfrentamiento.
Time to go for gold for one last time here in Santiago, Chile at the 2022 Pan American Championships. It's time for the Recurve men's individual gold medal match.
On target number 1, representing Brazil. En la paca número 1, representando a Brasil, Marcos de Almeida. On target number 2, representing Cuba. En la paca número 2, representando a Cuba, Hugo Franco. The line judge for this match will be, el juez de línea para este enfrentamiento será Andrew Neville.
So here we go for the last time here in Santiago, Chile. Marcos de Almeida from Brazil is 24 years old and the world number 6 has to be the favourite for this one. His medals go back to the 2014 Youth Olympic Games where he won a silver medal. He goes up against Hugo Franco from Cuba, who's had a spectacular tournament here. Got a silver medal at these championships way back in 2010, did the 30-year-old Cuban. And it will be Franco to get the match underway. What a start.
Wow, I think we've got quite a match in our hands. But remember, these guys are at 70 metres. Incredible shooting from both.
Oh, I think you may well be right, Nikki. A 29 is a great start. Pressure of a gold medal match. And there was a pull across there, indicating that de Almeida wasn't happy with his execution. And after 2 10s from both athletes, Franco opened the door with a 9. And Marcos de Almeida, well, didn't take the opportunity, shot an 8. And it is the Cuban who is having a cracking tournament here at the Pan American Championships. It's gone 2 set points to 0 up. Pressure, wind, what do you think, the last 2 arrows?
Yeah, I mean, we can't expect them to hit pens all the time. I mean, 29, 28.
Why not? Why not?
Because it's hard. I mean, these guys make it look easy, but like I say, they're 70 metres away from that target, trying to hit that 10 the size of a Blu-ray. It's hard work.
Yeah, a lot of pressure here, but you saw de Almeida with that Boquando, as dubbed by the USA archer Mackenzie Brown, just trying to push the arrow across. And they know it's not going where they want it to. De Almeida, though, world number 6, is a growing star in the world of archery. He's going to shoot first in the second set.
9. 8. You
can hardly see any movement from either of these guys. You know, the shots are smooth, nice and still.
7. 7.
Well, honed in on the 10 eventually. Another 28 has put this set out of reach of Hugo Franco. So we will be all square after this. They're all drifting off to the left on this occasion for Franco. Any insight on that? Franco drifting over to the left, didn't correct enough, or wind's changing?
The last shot we saw looking downrange then, the little flags on top of the target sort of pointed to the right. Whether he's correcting and thinking, oh, you know, moving left to right, I'll aim left, and they've gone left, possibility. Can't really see anything in the form that's wrong or bad. It looks strong. He's got lovely follow through. That hand, watch those hands going around their necks at the back of the shot. So, yeah, nothing really on that you can say from here, but it was bad, really.
Resultados oficiales después de 2 sets.
Yeah, as you say, Nick, the windsock on the left-hand side, they're blown across to the right. So naturally aiming, logically aiming off to a little bit to the left, assuming the arrow will drift across into the right. But all three open the door for D'Almeida to snap right back into this. All square after two set points apiece. So it will be Hugo Franco of Cuba to shoot first in the third set of this men's recurve individual gold medal match, the last of the titles being decided here at the Pan American Championships.
Yes, 10. 9. 9.
Great grouping, just unlucky with that one being into the 9.
Yes, 10. 9 possible 10. 9 possible 10.
Looked like it clipped the 9 for a 29, so by my reckoning, D'Almeida needs a 10 here to share the points. Oh, he gets that 10. Now the measure is critical. Third arrow from Franco. Provisionally called a 9. Looked to cut the line to me, Nikki.
Yeah, I reckon 10, but we'll have to wait for the judge here to have a look, but it looks pretty good.
Y el apoyo de la gente de Cuba.
A lot of support for Hugo Franco in the crowd. Popular, clearly here in Chile.
Official result after 3 sets. The score goes 3-3.
So that 9-10 was marked up to a 10 for Franco, both shooting a 29 out of a possible 30 in the third set, and they remain tied up at 3 apiece here. Beautiful flight of the arrow, and you see that arc Nikki talks about. The height of the arrow goes up to potentially 5 meters on its 70-meter route to the target.
Ocho, 8.
Door left open here.
Yes, 10.
Capitalized on by Marcus D'Almeida, trying to maintain his composure completely at the moment.
Yes, 10. Yes, 10.
To be a little bit of movement there. 27 is the result. Oh, what a time to bring out the big guns. A 30 perfect score from Marcus D'Almeida, and perhaps that experience in this environment has paid off for D'Almeida in that fourth set, Nikki.
Yeah, he just looks so in the zone now, doesn't he? Everything, he's directing with his eyes at that target. He's determined to make this work, and what a brilliant set. Well, 2 sets, 29-30.
Talked about how still they both look at full draw. A brilliant phrase there. Using his eyes to guide the arrow into the target. 2 X's and a 10 for a perfect 30. And Almeida very much in charge of this one. Hugo Franco will shoot first. So he gets to apply the pressure to his Brazilian opponent. But there's a room for error for Almeida because all he has to do is match what Franco shoots to take this Pan Am title.
Nueve, 9.
Last 5 arrows from Almeida have been 10s.
Yes, 10.
A little bit of movement,
Yes, 10.
but looking well.
Nueve, 9.
Gave that one away a little bit with the look as he released it. 9 is enough though.
Nueve, 9.
Another 9 for Franco to set a target of 28. So 9 is enough for the Continental title. It's in the 10 for a 29. A brilliant performance from Marcos Almeida of Brazil. His experience shone through in the 4th set and he held it together in the 5th to take the Pan American title of 2022 in the recurve men's discipline by 7 points to 3. It's a silver medal for Hugo Franco of Cuba, who you've got to say is going to walk away from these championships a very happy man. He's put in a stunning performance, but in the end it wasn't enough as the rising star in Brazil, Marcos Almeida, at 24 years old, takes his zonal championship title.
Silver medalist representing Cuba. Medallista de plata representando Cuba. Hugo Franco!
Looks a little disappointed, Hugo Franco, but I'm sure he'll be smiling on the podium when he gets that silver medal.
And Pan American champion representing Brazil. Medalla de oro y campeón panamericano representando Brasil. Marcos Almeida!
A confirmation that Marcos Almeida from Brazil continues his rise in the ranks of recurve archery. A superstar in the making, if not one already. Marcos Almeida is the new Pan American champion. Brilliant match, Nikki.
Yeah, it really was. You know, Almeida has been around for quite a while, really. There was big hype about him in the lead up to the Rio Olympics, and he didn't quite achieve what was expected, I guess, with a poster boy for that games. But this season for him has been growing and growing, and I think all eyes will be on Paris 2024 and the qualification next year.
A huge win for Almeida from Brazil. Managed to keep his cool throughout. His focus and concentration key to pushing that one over the line. Held to a tied score by Hugo Franco through the first 3 sets. But then his class came out in sets 4 and 5. Taking the title 7-3. Got a little time to brush up our Portuguese as we are going to hear from the new Pan American champion very shortly.
Congratulations on your win.
Thank you. Parabéns.
Muito obrigado.
Parabéns pela vitória, parabéns pela medalha de ouro.
How does it feel to take gold here at the Pan American Championships?
Qual é a percepção, qual é a sensação de ganhar o ouro no Campeonato Pan-Americano?
Em 2019 eu fui prata, né?
Então eu vim com essa vontade, mesmo sabendo que seria muito difícil ser um final de temporada, numa temporada tão dura. Mas acho que é umas boas férias agora com esse ouro.
You had a bit of a scare at the start, but built from there. That showed real character today.
Tive susto inicial para o primeiro set ganado do cubano, mas voltou muito bem. Qual é... Can you repeat the question?
It showed real character at the end.
Mostraste grande carattere para a volta.
Eu penso que ele fez o que a gente vê no cenário mundial e, na verdade, eu vejo o meu 8 ali não deveria ter sido um 8 e eu fiz o que eu estava preparado, mas ele mostrou um grande adversário e que mostra que a América é tão forte quanto um cenário mundial.
Yeah. The training at World Cup level of this year has given us quite a good advantage. The first 8 was a good hit, but keeping focus today could stand up to an opponent that was at World Cup level.
Fantastic. And what way to end the season? Are you hoping to keep up this form in 2023?
Gran jeito para completar essa temporada.
Sim.
E acha que vai querer de manter o mesmo nível de competitividade para a temporada seguinte?
Bom, esse é o meu trabalho, é o que eu amo fazer, com certeza.
Yes, this is my job. This is what I love to do. This is what I wish to do. Yeah.
Great stuff. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. Brilliant. Thank you. Thanks.
So it's always interesting when an athlete's asked, are you hoping for more of the same, having just won? Well, yeah, I guess so, because that's my job, as Marcus d'Almeida said. A really, really great win from him. A stunning performance, actually, overall from Marcus d'Almeida. It was experience, though, in the end, that pulled that one through for him, wasn't it?
I think so. You know, he didn't shoot badly at any point in that match, 28-28, but he was really able to channel, his aggression or whatever you want to call it. You know, he just looked more and more determined through the match. Like you say, drew on that experience, was able to come out the better archer.
Brilliant performance from him. I know all the fans watching in Brazil will be delighted with seeing Marcus d'Almeida collect the Pan American title, having teamed up with Dos Santos to get the Recurve mixed team bronze. He's promoted himself to the top stage of the podium here in the individual competition for the men. And that medal ceremony will be the last of the action here in Santiago. Well, it's been a brilliant season, a long season, but now it's time for the medal ceremony for the Recurve men's individual competition here at these Pan American Championships of 2022.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the Recurve men category. Señoras y señores, la ceremonia de premiación para categoría de Recurve masculino. Medals will be presented by Brasil Arco President. Las medallas serán presentadas por el presidente de Brasil Arco, João Cruz. Bronze medal representing Mexico. Medalla de bronce representando a México, Matías Grande.
Well, what a sensation this 18-year-old from Mexico is. Matías Grande taking the bronze medal with a 6-4 victory over Jorge Enriquez of Colombia in arguably the toughest match in world sport.
Medalla de plata representando a Cuba, Hugo Franco.
Well, capping a fabulous performance at these championships, Cuba's Hugo Franco collects the silver medal. He put up a big fight in the final as well.
Gold medal and Pan American champion representing Brazil. Medalla de oro y campeón panamericano representando Brasil, Marcus D'Almeida.
But here is the superstar, Marcus D'Almeida, at 24 years old, collects his first Pan American Championship title for both himself and Brazil, and he'll get to celebrate with the Brazilian national anthem.
Señoras y señores, por favor, pónganse de pie para el himno nacional de Brasil. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to our athletes. Señoras y señores.
Well, great stuff here in Santiago, capping things off the recurve men's medal ceremony. Matias Grande of Mexico with the bronze, Hugo Franco from Cuba with the silver medal, and Marcus D'Almeida from Brazil, the recurve men's individual Pan American champion.
We have finished with the hour ceremony.
Well, Nikki, a brilliant session of recurve archery.
We hopefully will see again.
Yeah, it really has been some absolute quality. Ana Vasquez and Marcus D'Almeida really showing their quality, taking these gold medals.
Yeah, superb performance from the new Pan American champions, and Mexico as well, taking the recurve mixed team gold. Well, we saw Franco right at the start of this session's coverage as Cuba took on Brazil in the recurve mixed team bronze medal match. And Dos Santos and Marcus D'Almeida claiming that medal before Matthew Recurve and Casey Calfold teamed up for the USA, but were undone by an incredibly strong Mexican team. Alejandro Valencia and Matias Grande collecting the recurve mixed team gold medal. Oh, it was Ana Vasquez of Mexico who came out top in the recurve women's competition. Nervy competition, or nervy bronze medal match for Eleanor Brugge from Canada, who lost out 7-1 to Casey Calfold of the USA in the recurve women's bronze medal match. Another rising star out of the USA, Cowfold. Put in a couple of very good sets and grouping was fantastic, but sadly for her, just outside the 10. So Cowfold collected the bronze medal. Vasquez of Mexico had a battle with some inner demons in the gold medal match against Brazil's Ana dos Santos. She piled all the pressure on herself, but channeled her anger, as Nikki Hunt said, to win that gold medal match by 6 points to 4, coming back from a 3-1 deficit. So gold for Vasquez in the women's individual competition from Dos Santos of Brazil, and silver Cowfold with the bronze for the USA. But it was the Mexican flag flying high as the tears rolled down the face of Ana Vasquez. And we finished with the men's medal matches. 18-year-old Mateus Grande of Mexico taking on Jorge Enriquez of Colombia in that bronze medal match. Tight through the first 3 sets. All square, in fact. 3-3 after 3. It was 4-4 after the 4th set, but 3 9s from Grande took the bronze medal for the Mexican in a 6-4 victory against Enriquez. We switched over to the gold medal match for the recurve men as Marcos D'Almeida from Brazil took on Cuba's Hugo Franco. Franco got off to the better start with a 29, taking the first 2 set points. His arrows flying true through that first set, but D'Almeida leveled things up in the second as the pair shared the points in the third, but the experienced Brazilian saw it through to take the Pan American title, the last of the titles here in Santiago, with a 7-3 victory. So bronze for Mexico's Mateus Grande, silver for Cuba's Hugo Franco, but top of the pile and top of the podium was Marcos D'Almeida from Brazil. Superb stuff here. Thanks to Nikki Hunt as always, and thanks to all of you for watching. We'll see you next time.